Hey, hey. All right, welcome to class. We're going to use one-weighted ball or hand weight today. So make sure you have something handy for a little later. I want you to come and stand with your feet just a fist width apart. So take a glance down and look at how those ankles are going to end up right under the hip sockets. So just keeping in mind, right, when we refer to hips, this external line of our body isn't really what we want to look for. We're looking for that hip joint. So feet right underneath us there. All right, so we're going to just start rocking onto the balls of our feet, and then we're going to rock back and lift our toes. Notice it's just natural. Our arms are going to go with us. They're going to counterbalance us a little bit. And we're just doing this to start shifting our weight and letting the muscles internally wake up as we move against gravity in different ways. We'll feel the front of the body and then the back of the body show up. We have neglect there, right? We're going to fall right over. So for those of you who are live right now, I see a couple animals in the gang today, which is always so cute. Last one, stay up on those toes for me. Now just bend your right knee and set your left heel down. And then up on both balls of the feet, bend your left knee, set your right heel down. Good, so let's keep going, and I want you to actually focus on the leg that is bending so that you're stretching the muscles that go under the foot to the big toe. Some of you might be surprised at how tight that feels. Some of you are also going to notice, I could pick you out right now for those of you who are with me, your knee is going to want to go out to the side. I almost want you to shake your head if you recognize that, because I know who in the crowd it's happening to. Oh yes, we have someone acknowledge. So make sure that knee's going straight forward. And the reason it's just doing that is because that flexibility in the big toe isn't there. So your body's trying to skirt it. And your body's just trying to move towards the middle of the foot. So just try to stay right there, because this is a stretch. Right? We're trying to help that area out. So let it do its job. We're doing a stretch to help that area advance. Last two. Last one. And then both heels just go down. Soften your knees. And then straighten your legs. Real simple. Just a little bend. Feel your center of gravity drop. And then straighten your legs. So again, little bend and stay there. Feel how the center of gravity drop down. It gives you just that little sense that if I came and gave you a light punch, and you can do this to yourself, that you feel those muscles are on. You're not just going to let it be completely loose. So feel that happening there. One arm is going up as we slide the spine into a big C shape. Those knees remain bent. Trunk muscles are still attentive. And then we come up. Other arm up. Woo. And we come up. We're going to go that first side one more time. Now as you're here, could you make your fingertips get further and further and further away from each other? We're still in the C shape, but we're getting as long as we can through the fingers. And then up. And one more. Reaching through the fingertips. And then coming back to center. Straightening the legs. All right, let's just move through those hips a minute. So hip stirs, right? It's just like you're stirring the femur in the socket. Now do this with me now, keeping your chest forward. So this is one of those, again, your body gets kind of excited to turn here because it wants to turn to help you facilitate a circle. But if we really want to isolate the hip, we kind of have to keep the rest of us forward. We can't bring it all, right? This looks like a bigger circle, but you can see how my whole trunk is just helping to facilitate that, not necessarily my hip. So create the biggest circle as you can with your knees. Last one. Oh, there's a lot of clanking going on in mine. And then come to center. Deborah would refer to it as she's trying to like get her hip in gear, you know, like it's a stick shift, like it doesn't quite want to get in there. Right, warming it up. Go pigeon toe for me. So we're just turning our toes in, but the focus is really on these thighs again. So let the thigh bones turn in to face each other. Subsequently, the feet will pigeon toe. Inhale, arms up. And we're going to exhale, take the spine down and forward. Just take it slow. Feel all the feels. Don't rush it. Don't think of the destination. Just feel. I can feel my hamstrings feel tighter this morning. I can feel that my back is needing to kind of wiggle, help me loosen out. And then draw that spine back up. If you happen to be doing this class and it's evening, that's going to feel different, right? Inhale, arms up. And down we come. So just feeling what the body has done today to get to this moment and how that influences how this feels. Can you be really mindful that you're letting your head feel heavy to the floor? And then slowly we come back up. Excellent. Little backstroke with those shoulders. And then let's make it a bit larger by adding the whole arm. And just take it slow so that your focus is on turning the chest. But now could we isolate the chest turning and try not to bring the hips with us all that much, so that we're getting that rotation in our upper back. Good, 2 more. And last one. And coming to center. Go ahead and get those feet just back into parallel. So we'll come out of that pigeon toe. We're going to take our ear to our shoulder. And this hand just gives that subtle assist, allowing a bit more of a stretch to happen from the ear, jawline over to the shoulder. This should not hurt, right? So keep it gentle. And then let's turn our chin to our underarm. And then I just apply that little bit of pressure on the back of my head. And then release the hand, keeping the chin to the underarm. And now we're just going to take our hand, reach it out to the side of the room, reach it up to the ceiling, and let your eyes go with your hands. I'm staring at my thumb. And then I'm going to bring the arm down, and I'm going to keep my eyes glued on my thumb. One more time, heading up. And one more time, coming down. And then eyes come to center. Other ear into the shoulder, slight assist. We're going to be rip rearing and ready to go after this. Or am I getting you all relaxed? Chin to underarm. And then again, just let that arm do that job. Notice if you were to pull, in my mind, too much, it's going to want, that shoulder is going to want to come up. It's like your muscle's too tight. That's too much. Make sure this arm can be loose. You feel a stretch going out towards that arm, but it's not that you're jarring the neck so much that the core muscle can't even stretch. So let the arm be heavy. Your other hand is just giving a slight assist. Now keep your chin into the underarm and let go with your hand. As your hand comes down to the side, you should be able to see your thumb with your eyes. And now we're going to take that arm up, and the eyes come with. And hand comes down, eyes come with. One more, arm up. And coming down. And then eyes back to center. Fantastic. So why don't you head to one side of your mat. We'll go ahead and leave the camera where it's at for now. We'll be kind of coming up and down. So we'll just leave it here. We'll lose contact for just a moment at the bottom. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, let's go back to taking that body toward the floor. Soft knees. All right, we're going to walk our hands out to a plank position. So let's go out there. And notice how here is where we did that warm-up work for the feet. Right? We're bent right there at that foot. Stay on that big toe. And then walk your hands back, letting your butt go high into the sky. And then bring the spine all the way back up. Shoulders roll behind us. Keep in mind, you can go down, utilize your knees. Find plank. Put your knees back down. Butt back up, right? You insert that knee going down anytime you need to shorten your lever. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, spine goes down. Make your way out to plank. And then walk your hands back, pike your hips up. Legs are straight, if you can. And rounding the spine back up. Shoulders roll back in line. Final one, inhale, arms up. And coming down. Walk those hands out to plank. And pike the hips up. Walk those hands back. And bring yourself back to a standing position. Shoulders roll back. Nice work. Okay, we're going to take ourselves right down to our mat. So why don't you, like I, get yourself situated. Each other in our sights. Hello, Maverick. You have to move your paws. Okay. All right. So onto our hands and knees, we're going to come, and we're going to go into that bit of upper body work here. So widen those fingers nicely. Notice just like the feet, we feel those restrictions where our fingers want to bend. They don't want to be straight due to tightness in our forearm. And let's just start with a simple side to side. So as we just go side to side, your goal is to keep your weight above your wrists. Notice how if we don't feel strong there, we end up scooting our butt back because we don't want the weight in our upper body. We want the weight in our strong legs. So scoot forward, feel that side to side, and then coming to center. Now we're going to drop the forearms and elbows down. In this case, our rear end went back, and that's acceptable. And then come back up, upper weight above the wrists. Rock back, drop your elbows. Rock forward, straight arms. One more, rock back, drop. Last one, rock forward. Good, now rock back and stay. And in this position, I want you to flip your palms up, then down, up and down, up and down. Two more, up and down. Last one, up and down. Now, keeping your elbows on the mat, rock forward. This is where we start to feel like, oh man, I could fall on my forehead. And stay with that feeling, push yourself up. Rock back, drop your elbows. Rock forward, danger, push up. Rock back, elbows. Rock forward, ooh, push up. So you're riding that edge. Rock back, drop your elbows. Rock forward, pressing up. One more, rock back, drop the elbows. Rock forward, press up. Now stay in that position of rocking forward and drop the elbows. Ah, rock back. Lift your elbows off the mat onto all fours. Drop the elbows. Rock back for relief. Up on all fours. Drop those elbows. Rock back for relief. Up on all fours. One more. Drop the elbows. Rock back. Up on all fours. Woo! Widen your legs and just drop your hips back. And then walk your hands forward. And we're not trying to collapse here. We're trying to create as much length from our tail to our fingertips. So keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Get as long as you can. And then just look under your right armpit. And then look under your left. Come back to center. And coming all the way back to hands and knees. So let's go into some balance work here. So here we go. We're going to take the left hand off just by a smidge and take the right knee off. Woo! And then imagine you've got a whole tray of lemonades on your back and you don't want to spill it. Set those limbs down, pick up your right hand, left knee. Don't spill the beverages. And put those limbs down. Now go left hand, right knee, hold the beverages steady, and extend those limbs out. Woo, don't drop the lemonade. Hold it, don't drop it. Throw the limbs back in, don't drop the lemonade. Extend those limbs out. Woo, keep the lemonade steady. And draw the limbs back in. One more, draw them out. And bring them back in. Keep the lemonade steady. Set the limbs down. That should be more work than we realize. All right, right hand, little float. Left leg, little float. Hey, hold your lemonade. Extend the limbs out. And draw them in. You got to keep that weight in your left hand so that you don't spill your lemonades off the right. And draw them in. One more, extending out. Keep those lemonades there. And then draw back in. Set the limbs down. All right, we're going to flip over and make that same exact shape in our body. So, put yourselves on your backs. All right. So, if we're going to make the same shape, that means our legs are coming up into tabletop. So we're going to draw those legs up, and we're going to take the arms up. So here we were hands and knees. So in our hands and knees position on our backside, here's what it looks like, referred to often as dead bug. Okay, so now we're going to draw our abdominals in, which just means I'm trying to make the space between my navel and my spine more shallow. I'm not necessarily going to imprint. I'm just going to try to draw my navel to my spine and maintain a little gap in my low back. Now we're going to extend. One arm out, opposite leg. That's right where we just were. And then bring them back. We're hands and knees. Extend opposite arm, opposite leg. And bring them back. There's hands and knees. Extending up. And bring them back. Hands and knees. Extending out. And bring them back. Hands and knees. One more. Extending out. Bring them back. Hands and knees. Drop the feet and bring your hands to your sides. So now just take that pelvis and I just want you to rock it in each direction. So I'm bringing my pubic bone toward me and I'm bringing my pubic bone away from me. I'm bringing it toward me and away from me. So just let it rock each direction and then finding your neutral. All right, arms back up. Are you going to settle in there, bud? Legs back up. And now we're going to take our navel downward and we're going to actually draw it into the mat. So now we're looking to imprint. We want to keep our low back connected to the floor. So first, we're going to take arms back. And then we're going to take legs out. Then we're going for all four limbs. And back. So arms back and up. Legs out and in. Everything reaches and comes in. You make those legs as long as you want. Arms first. Legs second. Arms and legs together and in. One more. Arms first. Legs, and both. And then bringing the legs down, arms down, press those hips right up, and then lower the spine all the way down. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest and just give yourself a little rock. All right, sir. Let's go. Can you tell that I'm like, your visit's over. Come on, Mr. Maverick. Go take a nap. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. So just give yourself that little rock. Feet to the floor, arms down by your sides. All right, we're going to work through the heels here. So press the buttocks up to the sky. Extend your arms behind you. Okay, we're going to go into those opposite limbs again here. So I currently have both of my hands on the floor. If yours don't reach that way, it's fine. You're just reaching overhead. So now I'm going to extend my left leg and my right arm to the sky. And then put everything back where I came from. And then opposite. And back. And opposites. And back. And opposites. And back. And opposites. And back. Two more. Opposites. And back. Opposites. And back. If you have to even yourself out, you get that last one in. And arms behind. Now take that spine back down to the floor. Arms will come by our sides and a bit wide. You're going to take your left ankle and cross it over your right knee. Notice my knee then is still facing out towards all of you. I haven't closed the space between my legs. And I'm going to press into that right heel only and lift my hips up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm trying to pretend that 90% of this work is in my right bum. We know there's a lot of other things orchestrating here to help, but put all of your mental focus on your right glute. Maybe you even place your right hand on it to just feel that assurance that, yep, there it is, it's tightening. Giving yourself that physical cue. Last two. Last one, hips go up. Now we're gonna rock so that we drop that left knee toward the floor and then pick it up. Rock it over, pick it up. I act like it's a little scoop. I lower, I kind of rock and pick it up. Lower, rock and pick it up. Lower, rock and pick it up. One more, lower, rock and pick it up. Little pulses at the top. And the pulse is all about that right bun. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Glide the spine back down. Wow! Shake those legs out. Get your flesh moving here. There's a time to be flappy, and this is it. And then set those feet back down. All right, cross your right ankle over your left. What you might notice right away is because we just worked the right glute, that may already feel like a nice little stretch. Press your hips to the sky, taking them down and up. And I'm right away going to put that my left hand on my left glute because it just talks to my body nicely, saying, yes, you, come on, you got this. Squeeze. Put your thoughts into that left glute. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay there. Drop that right knee down. Scoop it up. Rotate. Scoop it up. Rotate. Scoop it up. I just act like my right knee is a shovel. Stick it in the dirt. Scoop it up. Put it down. Scoop it up. 2 more. Down and scoop it up. Last one. Down. Scoop it up. Ready? Pulse. Squeeze. 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 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the spine gracefully and unfold that. And then take those knees up and side to side. Now, I hope all of you know if you got to a point where, oh, mercy, you can just uncross, right, and get both of your feet back on the floor and go through the range of motion of the pelvis and the pulsing.
right? There's always an option. It's not that you can either do it or you can't. It is just, how can I do it? And it shows great intelligence when you find another alternative. Knees down. All right, time for the weight. The weight is going to go between the knees. Flop, it goes. Feet will stay down. So initially this weight just serves as something to squeeze. So that helps, to activate that inner thigh line. Now for me, it's not really just about inner thighs. It's that it's activating that inner line in the body. So what I want you to notice is to squeeze a little and let go. Squeeze a little, let go. And what I would like you to hone into is what all do you feel, not necessarily by name, right? But what do you feel happening in your trunk when you squeeze? Because this certainly isn't isolated to the inner thighs. So as you feel the squeeze as you exhale, you're going to feel how it's that corset gathering, right? It tightens you. That's your transverse abdominis. That is your core. Last 3. 2. Last 1, give it a squeeze. Do you feel that transverse on? If not, keep trying. When you feel it on, I want you to maintain it. I have a little squeeze on the ball. My trunk is on. And now I'm going to very lightly float my feet up and down. Up and down. I'm squeezing my weight. Trying not to let my spine change shapes here. When I lift my legs, I'm looking to not, N-O-T, arch my back. I want to try to hold it steady with its natural arch. Last 3. 2. Last 1. And setting the feet down. Let your trunk and legs relax. Keep the weight though. Hands are coming behind your head for some support. Here we go. We're going to float the chest up and take it down. Now add in an extra good squeeze. So bringing yourself up, squeeze the ball, feel everything narrow from your thighs all the way up to your rib cage. And lower down. You can hear my voice. Up we come. Last 2. Last 1. Stay up here with me. I want you just to rotate like you're trying to look across the room one way and then look the other. And let your eyes go with you. Look as far one way as you can and as far the other way. And as you go side to side, keep squeezing that weight, feeling that deep inner line, everything coming to it. Last 4. 3. 2. And 1. Come to center and lower down. Great news. Take the weight out from the inner leg. Go ahead and bring your feet together. Drop your knees open like a butterfly. That should feel like a decent stretch. Pretty sure everyone felt their inner thighs working quite nicely. And then just draw those legs up. Now can you just give them a shake? So I'm trying to let my thigh skin be as wobbly as possible here. It's just awesome stimulation for the body. So just let those legs shake, 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 shake. Trying to flap my hamstrings around back there. Flap my thighs. Let my inner thighs just go. And then pause. Ooh, creates a nice little buzz. Weight in the right hand. Left hand going behind our head for support. And here we go. We're going to look to the side again. So I look to the left, so I see where the ball is, but then I'm going to let my eyeballs look as far to the left as I can towards my elbow. And then I'm going to come back down. So I'm going to follow the ball with my eyes, then I'm going to look left, look back at the ball, and come back out of the curl. Go into my curl, look left, back at the ball, and come down. And curl up, look left, back at the ball, and come down. And curl, look left, back at the ball, and come down. Last one, curl left, stay there, look at the elbow, and now look at the ball. Now I want to keep every part of your face toward the ball, except for I want your eyes to look up, as if they're trying to look at your eyebrows. Look at the ball, look at your eyebrows. Look at the ball, look at your eyebrows. Look at the ball, look at your eyebrows. Last one, look at your eyebrows, look at the ball. Draw your legs to tabletop. Great job, stay with me. You're gonna extend both legs out and in. Out and in. Out and in. Last one, take them out. Maybe that's just tabletop, right? You could stay right here. Otherwise, legs out. Big circle with the ball, which brings you around to your right, brushes over your legs, back into your curl. Around we go. And one more round we go. Shoo! Legs down for everyone. And come out of the curl. You stay put right where you're at. I'm going to flip around. Right hand is behind your head. Left hand has the ball. We're going to curl up and over. Eyes are looking at the ball. Then my eyes look at my right elbow, back at the ball, and look around the curl. So curl, elbow, ball, and out. Curl up. Look at your elbow, look at the ball, and down. Now I want you to keep in mind, I keep my face toward the ball. I only turn my eyes to my elbow, back to the ball, and down. Curling up, elbow, ball, and down. One more. Curl up, look at your elbow, look at the ball. Now keep your face toward the ball. Look at your eyebrows, the ball, eyebrows, ball, eyebrows, ball, eyebrows, ball. Last one, eyebrows, and ball. Tabletop legs. Send those legs out and in, out and in. This can be tabletop with toe taps. This could be hovering right off of the floor, right? Find your own. Now find what you can maintain. And then a big circle overhead, around to our left, ball or weight brushes the thighs. And here we are back where we started. Around we go. And one more, around we go. And then we'll bring the legs down and come out of the curl. Woo! All right. Weight is going back between the knees. Both hands behind your head. And here we are. All right, floating that chest up. Draw the legs to tabletop. And we're going to lightly tap, don't arch the back. Bring the legs in. So this is a great place to stay if you need that head support. If you want to get a little more adventurous, I want you to bring your hands down by your sides. Now when the legs go out, your arms come out. So change it to this if you can. If not, you're going to stay with the toe taps and with your hands behind your head. Last two. Last one. And everything comes in, feet lower down. All right, take the weight with you. I would love for you to roll on your side. It doesn't matter to me which one. We'll just meet on our sides. I'm just going to rest my head right into my hands. Now, I do want to feel like my spine is long, so I am trying hard not to just feel like I'm curled in a ball here. All right, elbow to the side seam of your shirt, and we're going to rotate here. So just feeling that rotation These always sneak up on us. Last two here. Last one, I'm going up, elbow to the side seam, up, elbow to the side seam, up, up. So we're maintaining that rotation. Got a nice deep shake going in there. It's not that this burns or it's impossible. It's just this shake. Stay elbow down, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. 3 more. Lift, lift. Stay at the top. Lift and lower, lift and lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lowering down. Stretch that arm out in front of you. Now the out in front of you doesn't curl you over, okay? My chest stays to you. I'm just taking that arm out in front of me. So now with a straight arm, palm is down, I'm gonna lift so that I'm bringing the weight directly over my armpit. And then back directly in front of my armpit. Okay, so now as we keep going, when you go forward, don't set it down. Just get close. And start thinking about your wing, right? So if we're thinking about from this area lifting up, use the shoulder blade to draw the arm up. 1 more in full range. Now get really close to the floor, and it's just tiny lifts. Stay close to the floor. Start thinking of how far you can stretch your ball out away from you without curling over. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your arm overhead. Little lift, 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 lift. Keep it small. Lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your palm to the ceiling. Little lift, 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 lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then taking that arm back over the underarm. Drop it straight forward and bring it back up. We'll just do full range here for 2 more. Nice. And up we come, and then taking it down. Stretch those legs out straight. We're gonna point the toes, body's long, and I'm looking to not just fall into the mat, right? I'm trying to take a very active approach, like I'm standing with excellent posture, and I'm just gonna take that top leg up and down. Toes are pointed, we're reaching. We're trying to get those legs as long as we can. Staying up towards the top, whatever that means for you, right? And I'm hinging right here, I'm not hinging right here. Down here, tiny circles. They can be as big as you'd like them to be, but I don't want you to roll over, right? So you've got to find your happy medium. Think about how this is supposed to be isolating the hip joint again. So you want stability in your trunk. Go the other way. Oh, there's some heat coming. Stay at the top. Now here's where we're going to reach through the heel. And now we're going pigeon-toed again. So I'm going to drop my top big toe into the arch of my lower foot and pick my heel up to the ceiling. Toe touch, heel up, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. 4, 3, 2, and keep it lifted. Here's your heel pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Drop the leg down. Point both toes. Now the legs come up together. Now you might remember we worked inner thigh when we were squeezing our weight, and you can kind of feel this here. Now, although your top leg is going to feel longer than your bottom as you lift up, I want you to imagine your big toe on the bottom leg is trying to reach to be as long as that top leg. Try to reach that bottom leg to stay long. Last 2. Last 1. Keep those legs up there. Squeeze them together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Done. You can bend your knees in. We're going to go for rotator cuff on the other side. So why don't you go ahead and flip over as well so that you can see. So we'll let the head rest here into the arm. Knees can be bent, but remember we want our spine to still stay tall. Elbow in at the side, and here's our heel open. Still thinking of using that corset feel, right? I don't want to feel like the threads of my corset let go and my whole side of my body is just fallen into my mat, right? I'm trying to keep that trunk gathered, still using my transverse abdominis here for stability. We don't think of this as a time where we're strengthening that muscle group, but right, we are, because we're using it with stability, for stability here against what's happening with our arm. So hold here, up and down. Right, this shouldn't put much more challenge on the trunk, just because of the line we're working here. Good, keep that elbow down at the top side of your top. Open, close. Can always drop the weight. Stay up at the top, up and down. Nice job. Now let's just drop it right down in front of the underarm and pick it up. So we'll go full range. One more. And now barely lift it off the floor and little lifts. And I want you to feel the connection to your right upper back. This is not just arm, right? So your right upper back is creating some leverage to help you lift the arm. 3, 2, 1, and up we come. Take it overhead. Little lifts. Lift. We're keeping it kind of as close to the floor as we can, or our arm as close to the ear as we can. And keep reaching long, longer, longer. And then flip the palm to the ceiling. Little pulses. Pulse, 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 pulse. Feel how that works all the way down that wing. And then up we come, back in front of the underarm and full range up to the sky and back down. Good, let's get one more in here. Up we come and back down. I think we checked all the boxes. Legs out. All right, point the toes. Taking that top leg up and down. So again, now I'm just going to do that quick check again with my trunk, because now I have something else stimulating my trunk, right? We move to our lower limb, moving versus our arm. So now how I have to sort of organize myself is going to change. Keep that leg at the top, stabilize through that trunk, circles. It gives you that feeling, right? That everything in your midsection is like just working to organize against wherever you're putting the weight of that leg. Go the other way around. Wonderful. 3, 2, 1. Keep reaching. Now reach through the heel. Turn that big toe down, touch the arch of the other foot, and lift the heel to the sky. Toe down, heel up. Toe down, heel up. Toe down, heel up. Heel up. 4, 3, 2. Keep it lifted, heel pulses, lift. Come on, we're strengthening those outer glutes, working on our balance. Woo! 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the leg, point both toes. Both legs come up and down. Up and down. Now stretch through that bottom leg. Try to get that bottom big toe to stay as long as the top leg. Reach for it. 3 more, reach for it. 2 more, reach. Final 1, reach, stay up there. Try to get that big toe to stretch out there. Squeeze those legs together. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. And lower the legs. Bend those knees in. Little lovins for the hip. Awesome. And you can go ahead and press yourself up to seated.
Whew, how's everyone doing? Thumbs up for the live crew. Everyone's feeling the feels. So set that weight aside. Check that off. I want you to come and sit. And if it works for you to face me, go ahead. But if you're to the side, it's not detrimental. Hands are going behind us, and our fingers are facing away. So, right, just to be clear. So in my room, my fingers are facing my door. All right, so I'm going to widen those legs so I can get this side to side. So we're just getting into our last bit here for releasing hips. That was awesome strengthening work. All right, so everybody drop your legs to your left side. And then I'm going to take my right arm off, and I'm going to keep reaching as far as I can. And for me, it kind of takes me back to looking at my door. And then as I come around, I'm going to put that hand back. I'm going to let my legs go to the right, and I'm going to reach with my left hand. And I am trying to turn my spine as far as I can and look as far to my right as possible. Okay, so don't just kind of assume the position. This is a constant rotation. It's constant. I feel this great spiraling effect happening right through the crown of my head. And through the middle we come and switch. So you can start just going at a nice flowing pace that works for you. Don't let my pace push you too fast or keep you, right? If it feels better to move a little quicker. Just feel that flow. Oh, yes. My goodness, does this not feel fabulous through your sides and your hips? Oh. One more each way. You take your time. And then back to center. We're going to bring our feet hip width apart like we started. My fingers are still facing the door. I know they're hard to see. All right, I'm just going to lift my bum up and put it down. Up and down. Now I'm going to start looking at the ceiling when I lift. So I want to feel like I'm exposing as much of the front of me to the ceiling as I can. If you have to adjust, right, widen your arms. I mean, you're in your body, so take the time to make some adjustments. Last two. Last one. Now, can you stay up there for a moment? Keep opening those shoulders. Press through your heels. Push your butt to the sky. And then lower down. Legs are going to go straight. And you're going to come down onto your elbows. I'm going to scoot forward. I just want to get my elbows on my mat. My rug's a little slippery. Okay, so we're on our elbows. And now I want you just to drop your chin to your chest and kind of let your sternum fall down. Now look up at the ceiling and open your chest. Here's where we just were, right? And then chin to chest and sink the sternum. And then open the chest and look up. Now keep the chest open, but can you bring your chin slightly back into your chest so you're looking probably forward towards me, like I am to you. All right, so from this position, I'm going to press my hands into my mat. I'm staying on those elbows. I have my chest open, and I'm going to lift my butt up and down, up and down. Now maybe your whole buns do not leave the mat. It doesn't matter. Can you work on just lightening your butt load on the floor? Up and down. Lift, lower. We're doing reverse planks. Lift, lower. Last one, lift, lower. Final one, lift and lower. Walk your way up onto your hands, and we're just staying here for a chest opener. So I'm really just trying to take my chest and stick it out towards all of you. And then a little rock side to side. You can bend an elbow, but my goal is to keep my chest open. I do not want to collapse there. Excuse me. Oh, lovely. Awesome.
Let yourself head to your side if you are not there already. Down you go. You're going to cross an ankle over a knee. And then you're going to pull that thigh towards you. Now, we have done this where we stick that foot against the wall. You're at home, right? If you want to swing around and throw your foot up on something, it'd be this foot, right? Not the one I crossed, but the other. So you certainly can do that. It's a nice support way. And you can all just slide around in your space and get what you need. Oh, yes. Take those legs up to the ceiling, shake them, blah, 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 blah. Cross the other way. How do you think about that? So just getting a really nice hip opener. Try to let your tailbone stay a bit heavy, if that's possible. And then bring those legs up, give them a good shake, 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 shake. And then set those feet down. We're going to slide our legs out towards the corners of our mat. And I would like you to reach your arms out overhead towards the corner of your mat, creating that awesome star shape. Just take a couple breaths here in this true surrender pose. Then I want you to just roll onto your side, and facing me is probably best. Now, let's just take this visual first. If I were to lay on my stomach and say, put my hands next to my jawline and push into swan, you picture how that's a back bend, right? All of you know that is swan, that's a back bend. In this case, you're gonna reach your arms overhead. If that's not comfortable, just keep your arms more in front of you, okay? So we're trying to make a very straight line with the body. This is like us laying on our bellies. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is create a back bend here. So I want you to start letting your legs slide behind you. You kind of walk them back. So now my pelvis feels like it's pushing to you, but my feet are behind me. And now I'm gonna keep letting my right arm reach behind me. Now I kept my left one where it was for some stability, but I'm reaching my right arm behind me. I'm looking at my fingers. So now I feel like my chest, my belly button, and my hips are to all of you, but my hand and the top of my head and my feet are working back behind me, and there's my big C shape. And then I'm gonna come in, bringing just my upper arm into my knees, keeping this arm here. And then I'm gonna reach and create that big C shape or a U shape, however you see it in your mind. And then bringing in and reaching. This could be pretty dandy if you're on a wood floor, if your hip can take it. And in and reaching. Oh, one more. Drawing it in. Last one, reach for it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then just roll onto your back. You can get yourself finagled into the middle of your mat. I'm going to turn around so I can see all the way up. Straight line is where we start. So first, I'm just going to wiggle my legs behind me. I'm stretching them back there. And now I'm going to take my left arm and I'm reaching my back, looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. Oh. Again, see your body making that C shape with the exception of your lower arm, but that's okay. It's a little balancer. Hold the elbow and the knees in, reaching back. Hold them in, reaching back. Oh, I'll just stay here. Pull them in, extending back. Oh, how close can you get your heels to the back of your head? And one more time, pulling in and extending back. Open that chest to me or away from me, depending on which way you're laying. Reach those hips forward, push them forward, and then just roll onto your back. So if you want to get yourself back onto your mat, depending on where that took you, lengthen your legs out. We're going to take our arms down by our sides, open our palms to the sky. Big breath in, let it go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Slowing it down. Continue to inhale through your nose and out your mouth. Starting to come into a more natural rhythm, putting less force behind the air movement. And just quickly check in, feeling where your skull hits the mat. Let your head rock side to side. Bring your chin into your chest and then towards the ceiling. And then I want you to feel where your head hits in the center. And a good idea about this is that then your nose shines up to the ceiling or the sky. So if I'm too far back on the skull, my nose light shines behind me. And that's typically where we tend to go. So I'm there now. If you're not sure what I mean, you can see how my nose is up in the air. So I want to draw my nose to be straight up to the ceiling, lengthening out those upper neck muscles. Just continue to breathe. We're just going to do that wonderful body check today, seeing where we can let anything go that hasn't already. And we're going to start with the toes and the feet and the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs. Take a big breath in and imagine the air filling your tummy. And as you exhale, can you let your spine just feel soft? And of course, we're breathing and there's muscles moving to support that motion. But as you're breathing in your nose and out your mouth, could you just imagine that the flesh surrounding your legs and your trunk just sits lightly around your bones? That we don't have to hold tension in our skin. We're letting the body breathe as it feels most comfortable and letting all the things surrounding it be soft. Let that check of letting go find your shoulders, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and your hands. And check in with the neck, the jaw, the space behind your ears. Could it be softer? And the space between your eyes. Just continuing to breathe as it feels most comfortable to you. And as we find ourselves here, and really this very receiving pose, I want you to think less of a word that you feel you're manifesting, and just be open to the possibilities today. That there isn't necessarily a word right now, but could we all today just open ourselves up, right? Opening to the possibilities. So I'm going to hold space. I'm going to picture on a line of paper like I've made a line, and it's just waiting for a word or a phrase to land on it in my day today. But I'm going to hold space for what that might be. And I'm going to keep my awareness open to what's going to land there today. When you're ready, go ahead and roll yourself to your side and press yourself up.
I hope everybody has a lovely, lovely day. And for those of you wrapping up your day, I hope you have a wonderful sleep after that. We'll see you soon.